Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition covering the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum being held in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh from the 10th to the 13th of January. The forum is hosting a large number of youth, thousands of youth from 197 countries are attending the forum. The forum is a platform for youth from all over the world to meet and mingle and start to make relationships and create a bond among youth from different countries. The forum will discuss very important topics, or actually is discussing very important topics. It started yesterday with a spectacular inauguration by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The inauguration showed a festive mood, positive vibes among the youth. Very important sessions are taking place and very important topics of discussion, among which is climate change, human rights, entrepreneurship, and others. We will be tackling the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum today in our episode, and we will start with the most important top stories of the day. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Tuesday witnessed a simulation session of the UN Human Rights Council as part of the second day of the 4th World Youth Forum events. Simulation sessions of UN organizations are a recurrent important event that features high during the World Youth Forum with the aim of discussing issues of international concern. And still with our top stories of the day, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Tuesday addressed a World Youth Forum session entitled From Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh, Combating Climate Change. The president asserted that facing climate change risks is possible, saying that new opportunities can be created out of the crisis, as humankind is the sole reason who is capable of construction and destruction at the same time. President Sisi cited the project of lining freshwater canals in Egypt as an example of mega projects aimed at facing climate change challenges. The head of state said despite the huge cost of the canal lining project, it creates promising opportunities as part of Egypt's keen interest in pursuing all sorts of projects needed for sustainable development and protecting the environment. The From Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh Combating Climate Change session was held ahead of the upcoming UN COP27 Climate Change Conference due to be held in Egypt's city of Sharm el-Sheikh later this year. Youth from 196 countries are participating at the 4-day forum. And still continuing with the major top stories of the day, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli addressed the From Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh Combating Climate Change session. Madbouli said environmental changes drawn by global warming are increasingly growing into a governing issue by all standards. He stressed that the world should face these changes in full by determination and speed so as to cope with the challenges posed by them. The Prime Minister added that Egypt has put plans for facing its persistent environmental problems of water scarcity and agriculture, industrial and household wastewater treatment. Madbouli confirmed that Egypt is well prepared for the upcoming COP27 Climate Change Conference due to be held in the city of Sharm el-Sheikh next November. He said the conference would focus on Africa in particular and developing nations in general, adding that coordination among those countries over initiatives proposed to face climate change was undergoing. Meanwhile, U.S. envoy for climate change John Kerry participated via video conference at the session From Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh Combating Climate Change. Kerry thanked President Sisi for his interest in the climate change issue and for commitment to hold the upcoming UN Conference on Climate Change, COP27. The U.S. climate change envoy called for an active youth participation in facing global warming and climate change all over the world. Speaking at the session, the Director of Egyptian Foreign Ministry's Climate and Environment Department, Ambassador Mohammed Nasr, called for the provision of necessary support for African developing countries through easy loans and grants in order to enable them to face environmental challenges and achieve sustainable development. Welcome back, dear viewers, and now we will check out this report on the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum, and we will be back to continue our discussion on the 4th edition of the World Youth Forum. Stay tuned.
The World Youth Forum, in its 4th edition, continued its activities in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh for the 2nd consecutive day on Tuesday. Participating youth are discussing a range of topics including post-COVID impacts, climate change, social security, human rights, entrepreneurship, technology, 5G networks, digital transformation, distance learning, as well as the environment. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi launched the 4-day annual event a day earlier in the presence of hundreds of attendees from different countries, including international youth leaders, heads of state, high-profile officials such as the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, Lebanon's Prime Minister Najib Mikati, and Jordan's Crown Prince Al-Hussein bin Abdullah II. The head of state hailed the forum as a platform for discussion, interaction and exchanging visions among youth from around the world. He stressed that humanity should end disputes and conflicts and know how to communicate despite differences to deal with challenges, as humanity is passing through unprecedented times. The forum, which Egypt inaugurated in 2017 to bring the world's youth together to promote dialogue and discuss development issues, returned after a 1-year pause due to the coronavirus pandemic and will run until Thursday. The 4th edition of the forum is being held under the slogan of Back Together. Under a main theme of COVID-19, a warning to humanity and a new hope, the opening session of the 4-day event started with the contributions from a bunch of experts, inspiring youths in various fields, prominent international figures and youth groups from around the world. The first day witnessed the opening of the World Youth Theatre, which is a youth-to-youth hub that gathers promising artists from all around the world to play their outstanding talents and express their cultures through a wide range of art-related activities. The keynote of the other 3 days will revolve around post-COVID impacts, climate change, social security, human rights, entrepreneurship, as well as digital transformation. The World Youth Forum held several preparatory workshops over the last 2 days that were attended by experts and officials, as well as a host of young participants from all around the world. The workshops included sessions on the coronavirus pandemic and the growing role of financial technology in emerging markets, as well as post-pandemic education. The sessions also tackled the role of youth in confronting environmental and climate-centric challenges and the UN Sustainable Development Goals amid the pandemic. The workshops also looked at the future of technology and post-pandemic digital transformation, Generation Z's perspective on the post-pandemic world, as well as focused on Egypt's Decent Life countryside-focused initiative. The 700 billion Egyptian pound Decent Life presidential initiative, which was officially inaugurated in July 2021, aims to improve the standards of living, infrastructure and basic services, including healthcare and education across the countryside.